Hey guys, welcome back. I'm making a video because it is the 6th anniversary of the day I met Cecilia and he decided to make me into the model I am today. And that's not to say I wasn't a model before, it's just I'll get into all of that. Okay, so first and foremost, I'd like to thank all of you for subscribing because I officially have over 500 subscribers. Even YouTube even sent me a little email. It was like, you've reached 500, let people know. And I was like, oh my goodness, amazing, thank God. And I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining me on this weird journey of quarantine. And even before that, if you go back and watch my videos, I have a lot of videos on here. Not as much as like your favorite YouTuber, but enough to still be considered new, I guess. I'm having some tea right now from Bai. I pay for this myself. So this is not an advertisement. So let's get started. I just want to say thank you so much for 500 though. Yay, I have 500 followers. It's so great. Thank you. Subscribers, sorry. Wrong media. I fucked that up. Anyways, today is the 6th anniversary, so it's 6 years with Cecilia, which is basically the start of Slay Models because that's when he got the idea to come up with the agency. So I was a writer. Let's backtrack a little bit. I was a writer for Original Plumbing, which was a trans masculine magazine, but I was like their Carrie Bradshaw. Like I wrote a dating column. I think they did their last issues in the beginning of this year or the end of last year. I can't remember, but they did them hard copy. They had the special edition moment. It was great, but it was a beautiful magazine, really well done, but I was their dating columnist. And so Cecilio was an avid reader of all of my columns, and he did a documentary called What's the Tea, which is available on, I think, Amazon Prime and Hulu now. You can still watch it, and it's a great little insight into what life is like as a trans woman in San Francisco from all different walks of life, and he was the director and creator of that. And so he actually reached out to me. He said he was going to be in LA. I didn't know Cecilia personally, but a photographer and videographer I'd worked with named, I should probably not name him, huh? But I know him through photographer and videographer through Facebook, and I think he added me as a friend on Facebook, and we had so many mutual friends, mostly trans women, and he's like very obviously like a gay man, not like some chaser who was trying to like slide in my DMs. And so I think I said, I just accepted his friend request one day, or maybe I sent him the request. I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't fucking remember. It was that long ago, because we had been Facebook friends for maybe 2 years, because I'd lived in New York before. But anyways, it was my first couple months living in LA. And Cecilio hits me up. He goes, hey, I'm going to be in LA. I saw that you moved there. I absolutely love your dating articles. I think they're so entertaining, so insightful, so fun. Would you be up to doing interview style articles? And I said, well, I'd already started writing for 2 other magazines. One was theblot.com, which is a lot of people know me from as the girl who wrote an open letter to Kendall Jenner, and that's where I wrote it. So you can still go see that there. It's still one of the most viewed things they've ever had. I only got paid for it once, so I don't care if you go read it or not. No, and I was writing for theblot.com. I was writing for, God, what's the other one I was writing for? Oops. Not youthtothepeople.net, but it was something like that. But it was about just entertainment and being of color and entertainment. In trans, I really can't remember it right now, but I'll find it or something. Point being, so he'd read my articles and he really liked them, and he was just like, I'd love you to do an interview style on me for this documentary I just completed called What's the Tea. It was gonna hit like the festival circuit first before he sold it to Hulu or Amazon Prime or whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, it's cool. Like, we have mutual friends. I'd love to talk about a trans project. I've never done an interview before, but I'm like, I think I can. And so I wrote that article, and I think it was for Original Plumbing. I can't remember where it went, but we met at Tarte on Fairfax and 3rd, I believe. Maybe it's 3rd and Beverly, Fairfax and Beverly. Across from the Grove. It's a restaurant called Tarte, and so that's why I always have good fond memories of Tarte, because the bottomless mimosas used to be bomb. The selection for breakfast was not bomb because I was vegan then, I'm vegan now, and they just, I was always just stuck with the green goddess salad, and I'd be wasted, which I wasn't trying to get, but it was always the result with bottomless mimosas. So yeah, I can tell you exactly what I ordered that day because I always had to order it there because that's like the only option they had for like vegans. But just I hate meat-based places. They're so like, ugh. Like I'm not a meat eater. I never was. Like even when I did eat meat in my teens, like I'm not a meat eater. So we were at Tarte on Third. We met there with his friend, who was also like a producer, and he was the nicest guy. We were hitting it off like old friends. Like we were just laughing the entire fucking time. And Cecilia was just like, oh my God, I think you're so beautiful and you're so funny and your body is amazing. He's like, why aren't you modeling? And truth be told, I literally quit the industry. Like I didn't want to do Fashion Week. I didn't want to do campaigns. And it's not because it was like a choice for me. Like, I want to get away from this life. It was because I had been doing this since I was 17. I think I was 27 or 26 at the time of this, 26, 27. If I could do math, it would be great. But I think 27 is how old I was. If it's 6 years, I'm 33, 27. No, so, long story long. So I am kind of like taken aback by this question. I was just like, well, I was a model for a long time, you know, and that was great, but and it was fine. I learned my lessons, but now I'm looking into writing and I'm looking into like I honestly moved to LA to just be an Angelino. Like I wanted to be someone that enjoyed good weather, dated surfers. Like I just wanted to date surfers and work at Starbucks, you know, full time ish. Because I'd worked at Starbucks before when I lived in Miami. It's not a very scary job. It's fine. They have great benefits for trans people, and I know they hire trans people. So I thought I can just be an average person, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just thought that like I wanted to slow down. Like New York, I was only there for 3 years and it kicked my fucking ass. Before that, I was in Miami for 5 years and I didn't realize that kicked my ass as hard as it did, but it did. You know, like I was just genuinely tired of grinding and hustling, and everyone's like, oh, you gotta work harder, you gotta work harder. I'm like, I'm a Black trans woman though, like when's hard enough? You guys, do you realize you're watching one of the most famous Black trans women in the world? Like I'm one of the most famous Black trans women in the world. And I'm barely a thousandaire. You know what I mean? Like I've never made $100,000 a year, ever. And so, you know, like I'm not paid fairly for all these campaigns. I'm not paid fairly for all these runway shows. I'm not paid fairly for a lot of stuff because there are people walking the same show I am that are making like 10 grand. Whereas, or doing the same campaign I did. Like I did a thing with T-Mobile and someone I know directly got paid like 15 grand to do their job with T-Mobile. I got like $200. This is how they treat trans women of color in this industry. So, and they still do. They still do it to me. And I was really tired of being fucked over constantly, but being just as talented and having just as much drive and really wanting to be here. And I just thought I had to get out. And so I was like, I'm gonna move to Los Angeles and I'm just gonna go be on the beach and have a cute little studio apartment and just date guys that surf in the sun and are mellow and just like chill the fuck out. I just wanted a more chill life. I was really tired of being taken advantage of. And Cecilia was just like, well, he's like, if I got you into modeling again, he's like, would you be down to be on like that journey with me? And I was just like, this nigga just made a documentary about trans people in San Francisco. What does he know about the modeling industry? And I had so many doubts just because I'd been lied to by so many agents, photographers, designers. Like I have almost exclusively been lied to, like only ever been lied to. And so I was just I was tired of that too. So I just said yes, but I thought he was blowing smoke up my ass. I was like, yeah, I guess I would join a little agency or something. I would do something. And yeah, I'm just sitting here in my short shorts. But I was like, I guess I would, you know, like yeah, sure, why not? Okay, sir, yeah, okay, yeah. Because we already hit it off, and so I was just like, why are you gonna end it like this where you're gonna fucking lie to me just like everyone else did? And I wanna say it was a month or two later after like my article had published, Cecilia hit me up and he said, hey, so are you still down to do that modeling thing? And I was like, yeah, what do you mean? He's like, I want to make it into a show. Would you down to do a show about modeling? And I was just like, yeah, I guess so. yeah, why not? Who cares? You know, like I still hadn't gotten a job yet. Like I was still, like I was just making money writing. I was getting paid off unemployment. Um, no shame in the game. I don't care. And I was just like, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, I would do it. And so he's like, okay, great. He's like, well, I'm gonna like, and he just, he was like, okay, so you guys, we're gonna put you in an Airbnb. We're bringing you up to San Francisco and we're gonna shoot a reel for this thing in about 2 weeks. And I was like, 2 weeks? Like, it was so quick. I was like, I'm going to San Francisco. I'd never been to San Francisco before. I was like, I'm going to San Francisco, me with no money and 2 suitcases. I moved to LA with 2 suitcases and I think $126 in my account. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to San Francisco and I'm filming a reel. What the fuck is a reel? I had no idea what a reel was. I was like, I don't know what a reel is, but okay. And so he gets us to San Francisco, me and this girl, Angel, who's still a friend of mine. I love her. She's one of the original OG Slay models. And we start filming, and that's where I meet Dominique. And Ren was not part of the cast yet. It was a couple other girls that I don't remember that well. I remember my friend Claudia was there, but there was no lathe, like there was no trans men involved. It was just, trans female models. But that's where Dominique Jackson and I met. I met her on the set. And we were filming the reel for Strut, and it was called Models Like Us. And Cecilia kept his promise. But yeah, that was 6 years ago today. It was literally today, because I'm releasing this video today to make sure I'm commemorating it at the appropriate time. And so my love for Cecilia runs really deep because he is the first person to just be straight with me, be honest with me. When someone rejects me and they have like a harsh critique or they tell me anything, he absolutely lets me know. And so if you think you have something to say about me and, to Cecilia as a casting director, he totally told me. And I know that you said that shit about me and I probably don't like you. And I've been asked, and then I asked not to work with you anymore. No, but I'm just keeping it real. Just because it's never anything like I can work on. It's always something personal. Like her nose is too big, or I wish, her natural hair was straighter. I'm like, okay, you can just give me a wig and stop being cheap. Anyway, just saying, fuck you, to all those people. I sound bitter, but it's because I'm in my 30s, so I've had a long time to simmer. I was a lot more optimistic and nice when I was younger, but now I just tell the truth. Anyway, but yeah, Cecilia was the first person in this industry to just keep it real with me and not lie about, or he never made false promises, like, I'm gonna make you a huge superstar and everything's gonna work out perfectly. He was like, oh, it's gonna be hard, but I'm willing to go at it with you if, we want to take this hard ass road together. I was like, fuck, shit, at least I'm not by myself this time. And now, and he quotes himself, he's like, I created Slay Models because I met Arisce, me, at brunch, and I knew there had to be more girls out there like this. And I knew like they needed a platform and a place where that they could call home and become successes. And there have been many success stories out of Slay Models. I am one of them. I've been moved to the celebrity board, and I'm a trans celebrity, and I'm still making average people money, which is unfortunate. But it's not because I don't do the same work. I do all the same work, but just for quarters of the price, because I am a Black trans woman. And people don't ever question that. They're like, oh, why aren't you walking Gucci? I'm like, because Gucci doesn't want to see my Black ass on the runway. No, they're gonna get something, and it's super political. Fashion's super political. They've got to scratch the backs of agents they've been working with for years, and Cecilia is not one of those people yet. He will be, because we're not going anywhere. Slay Models is not going anywhere. It's funny, people, Strut ended and they thought that Slay Models was just for the show. No, no, absolutely not. This is a working, living, breathing agency, and girls get major campaigns out of this every day, whether it be beer campaigns in Sao Paulo, Brazil, or fragrance campaigns in New York City, like for Katy Perry, because these are real campaigns that we booked. Like, we're all doing major shit, and we're trying to make a difference. And so I'm not upset that I'm not where Bella Hadid or whatever is. I just like my day in the sun. Like, I would like a fair wage. Like, I'd like to be paid what they're being paid to do the same fucking job. And then also, I just think, I don't know, I think Black trans women in particular, like, we just need a better platform, because people keep thinking like, oh, well, we invited Laverne Cox and hired, you know, the cast to pose for this, so we're inclusive now. It's like, no, you're really not, because there are so many more entertainers. Like there's, yes, they absolutely deserve the work they're getting. Yes, they're working hard, but like this fake inclusivity is when you hire trans and gay people for Pride Month every year, and then they're invisible to you around Christmas, because we celebrate Christmas too. We celebrate Easter, we celebrate major holidays, just like all y'all. And you need to have all of us in your campaigns for that too. It's like, it's not just MasterCard. Look, we have a rainbow this month. I'm like, bitch, where is your rainbow all year round? Like, I need to see a glory hole in November. We got glory holes on our cards now. That'd be so disgusting. Anyway, I'm not kink shaming. I'm saying, like, you need to be a little gayer, sweetie, for me to buy your bullshit. And then, someone else asked me, so I think I covered the Cecilia origin story, so I just took a sip, and then I was like, do I want to change thoughts? Yeah, I can change thoughts. If you guys want me to divulge on that any further, you can, but we shot the reel. We shot the reel in San Francisco, and then I flew back, and it was like this weird whirlwind, and I was like, what was that? That was so weird. He put us, and that's actually, I think he put us in a really nice hotel for that. I think I was in Airbnb for our initial meeting, but we went to San Francisco twice. I can't remember exactly what happened. I think one was for a reshoot of the reel, like where we had to get some interviews down. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Because one I had extensions and one I had a wig. So I was like, okay, yeah, because we needed one for continuity. I remember now. Sorry, I was like, that was a little foggy for me. I was like, why was I there twice? But, you know, I was sleeping on a couch in Burbank at a friend's house. And yeah, I lived there for 7 months. Had no money, no prospects, didn't know what I was doing. And Strut was the only thing I was working on that wasn't writing and dating surfers. And I just remember, you know, I wasn't hopeful or anything. I just didn't think anything was gonna happen. And it was about that time, Out Magazine named me one of the top transgender models in history. Top 10 transgender models in history, Out Magazine. And I didn't know anyone at Out knew who I was. I didn't know who the author was. It's still there, you can check it on the internet. And I'm up there with like Octavia from Paris is Burning. I'm up there with just some of the heavy hitters as trans people in the industry. And I was like, wow, someone saw me. Someone saw me. Someone recognized that I worked really hard and I was trying to help people that look and are like me, you know, because I never saw myself on TV growing up unless it was on Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, and that always hurt my feelings a little bit because I didn't know what to do with myself when I got older. And people laughed when I told them I was gonna be a model. They're like, oh, you are? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna be a model? Yeah, okay. And look at me now, bitch. Look at me now. But the point is, you know, if you find someone that believes in you, try to believe in them too, because they might be your ticket to greatness. Because I think I'm doing great. Am I where I want to be? No, but am I where I was? Absolutely not. I'm doing so much better because we were on TV the next year, but we started filming Strut just the next year, and I couldn't believe my whole life changed after that completely, like completely and inarguably. Like, look at you all are here because I was on a TV show 4 years ago. And still trying to make fetch happen over here. Let's hope someone else hires me. Fuck. Truvada for prep. You gotta be grateful for the shit you get, so I am grateful. Now let's move on to something else, because I think I talked about our origin story pretty in depth. That's it, that's the origin. So Slay Models, you can ask Cecilia, he said it many platforms, it was built around me. And so it was literally built around me. I said that in one of my other videos, but it's proof everywhere that it was. And so I'm just grateful that I paved a way and I could help in any small way to let trans girls know everywhere that they have a place in this world and they have a place in this industry. And I'm happy to call them all my brothers and sisters because we belong here. You belong here. You are loved. And you can be great. You know, I want you to be better than me. I want you to get all the campaigns, you know, because whatever I couldn't do, I hope you get to do with open arms, because this was hard. Just so you know, this was really hard. I know I make it look like it's easy, but it was really hard. Lots of sleepless nights, lots of crying, lots of eating disorders, lots of issues. I've had lots of issues, so This didn't come with nothing. Someone asked me, so next question. Someone asked me about my natural hair and how come we never see it in like red carpets. And I did wear it to one red carpet. I wore my natural hair to Vita, the series premiere of Vita season 2. And I'm in this like Lolita dress, and it just matched my dress. My natural hair matched the dress because there were waves and it was like a off the shoulder number, so any wig wasn't gonna go. And but my thing is, I don't put heat on my hair often. Like I straightened this with a flat iron 2 days ago. This is my natural hair. Yay, by the way, this is my natural hair. This is not a wig. Look, you can just yank it out. But God, my neighbors are so fucking loud. But we've gone over that in another video, so I won't go over that today. And but yeah, I don't put heat on my hair. So because after strut, fun story, after strut, it had been bleached, dyed, tied, and fried, honey. And that's a term that Black people use all the time. So you're welcome, white people. You know something that we say all the time, unless you already knew. But it was so damaged, and it used to look like this, but it was like here, then it was here. It was so wonky from the weave and the bleaching and the dyeing it back to, it was just like, I was like, a deep condition's not going to help this. So I literally cut that whole bitch off. I literally cut my hair like this long. It was only where the healthy root had grown out. And I was in my room, full on Britney Spears 2007. Like, I was like, all right, we are gonna be wearing wigs for the next however long. This doesn't look awkward. And so I just started adopting all these wigs into my normal routine, and I started to love wigs because they're so much fun and they're such a great accessory. They're like a purse or a pair of shoes. Like they just match whatever I have to be. Like sometimes I'm that news reporter version of myself that goes to pitch meetings, and sometimes I'm the sexy girl who's hosting at the Abbey tonight because I have to be that girl who's got the long Marsha Brady hair. And then sometimes I'm hosting Pride and I'm that bitch. And then sometimes I got pink hair and I'm doing a different kind of campaign. But I think it's so much fun to be able to change your look because you get to own yourself in every view. You get to control the view that people are having on you. And I think you can really change people's minds as to what they think something is. Like people think Black trans woman, they might not think of me right away, but they can. They absolutely can. And then you can't even think of which me you maybe prefer because there's so many different types. Like I know people come in my DMs all the time. They're like, I like you with white hair. I'm like, okay, that's great. I don't care. White hair doesn't fucking match everything. I cannot go out looking like Storm to like a baby shower, okay? I need to like, I'd just rather not. I'd rather, like the day is not about me. I'd rather look like a non-red carpet version of myself. And if I don't want to do my natural hair because I don't want to put heat on it because I just don't like damaging it because it got super long, didn't it? In 4 years. But I'm just saying I'm allowed to do whatever I want with my hair. And so I don't care what your preferences for my hair are. I have my preferences and I like it healthy and long and not damaged. And so it's got very minimal damage right now. And it's a little stiff right now because it is a whole afro that I just flat ironed. Okay, so the fact that it looks this good is a goddamn miracle. But it's a little stiff because I put a new oil in it, but I don't love it, but it's not the worst. But also, who the fuck is gonna see it? I'm in fucking quarantine. I'm in my goddamn house with straight hair. Who gives a fuck? So let's go with another question. But yeah, I'll wear my straight hair. I'll wear my real hair when the occasion calls for it. Sometimes I want to be a redhead. Sometimes I want to be a blonde. Sometimes I want bright pink hair because I feel like that is just the superhero I want to be today. And I think more people need to embrace that. Why the fuck do y'all look the same every day? Get your shit together. Y'all are boring. I said it. Like, have you ever watched Doug? Like Doug Funny on Nickelodeon? I'm aging myself right now, but if you have, he wore the same thing every day. He just looked the same every day. Do you want to be a cartoon? That's not normal. I don't think that's normal. I love changing all the time because it challenges me to see just how good I can be at being another version of myself. Like the vixen version of myself versus the librarian version of myself. I like changing characters. It's just like being an actor. That's why I know I'd be a great actor. I still give me a goddamn chance. What the fuck's going on, y'all? I'm also openly campaigning to be Kida in Disney's live-action Atlantis movie. It's been confirmed that they're making Atlantis into a fucking movie, and I think I'd be the perfect Kida. I've got the exact same body. I've got the same skin tone in the summer, so give me a minute. Let me get outside just a little bit. And yeah, put a white wig on me and some blue color contacts, and I'm that bitch. I have the photos right next to each other on my Instagram. I put them in my stories, and it's on Twitter right now. And it's that, like, I'm almost this exact bitch. Like, I never really saw the resemblance before, but now that I'm, like, fully grown up, I absolutely see it. I can't see another Kita. I'm like, it's me. And I think it'd be great to have the first trans Disney princess be me, because I've kept my nose clean all these years. 0 arrests, okay? I think that's a pretty good reason, right? It's a pretty good reason to hire me for Disney. No, but, and it's kind of a comedic role, like she's kind of silly, and I think I can totally do that. And I think I can do her accent pretty well. I think I could speak Atlantean if you really want me to. And like, I'll learn that shit. Please let me learn that shit. So please campaign for me to be Kita in Disney's Atlantis live action, because I'd be the first trans Disney princess. And I think I'd fit the bill really, really well. And I think it could change the world, just having someone like me be up there. And it's not a singing role, so I can absolutely do it. But yeah, so thanks. So please tell Disney to hire me, and I will love you forever. I'll love you forever anyway, let's be honest. Nothing but love for all of you. Thank you for watching. And okay, so last thing I'm gonna hit was, do you hear them stomping upstairs? What are you doing? What are you doing? I have to ask. This is me losing it, guys. Like, I'm losing it. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. Why are you running around? And why are your shoes on inside? Ugh, garbage. Has no one read a book on etiquette? Where are your mothers? Just saying, we weren't allowed to have shoes in my house because my mom always had freshly cleaned carpets. It's not an innuendo. And so she was always just like, my carpets, my carpets. We used to have to wipe our dog's feet when they came back in the house from inside. She's like, no, my carpet, my carpet. And so our carpets were always pristine, honey. I just didn't understand. Being in a house with shoes on, it's nasty. You're tracking in the outside. That's why y'all got COVID-19. It's the shoes. It's the shoes. No, I'm just kidding. I am making that up. Please do not quote me on that. Or say, Arisce said it was the shoes. Like, I don't know what it is. The government doesn't know what it is. I know it's COVID-19. I don't know. And I hope you're all doing well. But last thing I'm gonna hit, because we're at 27 minutes, and you know I like to keep these kind of short. I know, sorry, if you weren't counting the clock, I'm always counting the clock because I don't want to waste your time. I want to get through these stories and answer your questions and pucker up. Yeah, that was funny, right? I literally put this bikini top on because I could see my nipples right through this shirt, and I was like, they're gonna flag the fuck out of this, and I want Disney to hire me. We can't be having my nipples out on the interwebs for free $9.99. No, I'm kidding. No, or at all, apparently, because we are not freeing the nipple just yet. Okay, so as someone asked me, do I think, will A-list men ever openly date trans women? And I will say, to answer that, they already have. Keanu Reeves very openly dated Jamie Clayton from Sense8 for, I think, like a year or two. And they were public about it. It's just, I think the media doesn't like to sensationalize trans women doing that well. It's like, oh, look at Laverne Cox, she's doing great. But they don't want to see us taking their A-list men because it's going to make us look like we're of value, and then they'll start having to pay me a fair wage for my jobs. And that's tea, bitch. I'm snatching wigs tonight because I'm not wearing one. What now? No, so what I'm saying is they're not going to sensationalize that shit. And so another one would be Michael Phelps, the Olympic swimmer, gold medalist, many-time gold medalist. He was dating a trans woman for a long time, and then a little later, the media, like, they stopped kind of sensationalizing that he was dating a trans woman because I think they were trying to cover it up. And they started calling her, what is the other thing? Oh, intersex. They called her intersex instead. And of course, move all your furniture. Move all of it. Anyways, just move all the furniture. I'm not filming a goddamn thing in my house where I'm stuck with all of you. Anyways, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, but Michael Phelps was also dating a trans woman, but she could be intersex, but it's like, it's funny how the script flipped. I'm like, is she trans and they're calling her intersex now? Or is she actually intersex? And that's none of my business. It's just, I do see a pattern of them kind of keeping us on the hush hush that we can do well dating, you know, they're the men that are desirable, virile, like A-list winning men. And then another one, which is the secret, a good friend of mine actually dated Chet Hanks, which is Tom Hanks's hot ghetto son. I call him ghetto, the wankster one. But yeah, the really cute one, the one that appeals to the Gen Z generation. Colin's cute too, but he's very like, hello, versus like Chet's like, hello. Oh shit. So I'm just saying, like that's the oh shit son. And so, but a good friend of mine dated him, absolutely dated him, trans woman, beautiful woman. And so I'm here to spill the tea, honey. I'm spilling tea, but I'm not telling who that is. That's none of y'all's business. But I will say, I will put Chet Hanks' shit out there because what's he gonna do? Have me not make any more money? I am already not. Whatever. And it's not a bad thing. If you're ridiculing someone for dating trans women, you're a part of the problem. You're a piece of shit. You're an absolute piece of shit. You're a horrible human being, and you're the reason why I was scared to come out, and the reason why so many other people are afraid to be themselves. And so I think we should be able to shout our partners from the rooftops. These men should shout these girlfriends from the rooftops. I don't think that they're not. It's just some people are very private anyway. Since dating Laith, I've kept my relationships very private because I learned how nosy people are. Like, people are always in my DMs, always on my messages about like what happened with me and Laith, what's going on with you two. And I'm like, this was not a dating show. This was not what I signed up for. My relationships are private. And that's because it's not because it's a secret or I'm trying to keep them secret. It's because people chime in and then so many problems start to sink the boat because people chiming in on what their opinion, unsolicited by the way, what their opinion on your relationship is, and it's a relationship, okay? So it's a ship. See, it's like a whole boat. When you guys start picking at the ship, it starts to get holes, okay? And then water can get in. And so when the water gets in, which is the opinions and the thoughts and the disagreements that fans love to have about other people's relationships, we're people, we're human. Those things will make me insecure. They could make him insecure. They could make anyone I'm dating insecure. I'm just saying, like, it's because it's people are always putting you on a pedestal that you're supposed to have this perfect union or be perfect, and you should be in a relationship like they are, and like, or what they deem a relationship to look like, and that's just not reality. It's not reality. And so you've got to cut the shit. Stop sensationalizing people's relationships and obsessing over other people's business. Like, there's something really gross about it. Like, I love gossip, but I think, do I need to be involved personally in the gossip? No, I love hearing about gossip, but am I going to interject and talk about my opinion on how you should raise your baby? No, it's none of my goddamn business. None of my goddamn business. We've all got to get better at minding our own goddamn business. If someone asks you for advice or solicits for your help, like asks you for help, absolutely, but nobody gives a fuck about your opinion just because you have internet access, okay? Like, I love comments, I love, but as soon as you start to try and give me advice I didn't ask you, girl, bye. Eat shit. I did not ask you. I was just telling y'all what was going on. I didn't give a fuck what you thought about how I did it. I don't care. I don't care. Just so we're extra clear. I don't care. And so, yeah, will A-list men ever openly date trans women? They already have. And I don't think it's the end of that. And so I don't know when the next big one's gonna hit, or when they're gonna start treating us fairly or hiring more trans women for roles and campaigns and things like that, just because we're people like everyone else. We're qualified for jobs like everyone else. We have dreams, hopes, ambitions, and love like everyone else. And I don't know when that's gonna happen, but you know, it could happen in my lifetime. A lot has happened in my lifetime I never saw coming. So, you know, I never thought I'd be able to send these videos to you guys, and you could watch them on your phones or your TVs and see a trans woman of color just, you know, be normal. I think I'm normal. I've got teapots and pictures of friends and drink my tea in my corner and straighten my hair when I feel like it. It's pretty normal shit to me. I think it's real boring. Everyone's like, trans is so weird. I'm like, I think it's boring as shit. My life is so stupid. Just a bunch of menial tasks, one after another. Like, look, this is my dental records right here. I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta go and get my teeth cleaned as soon as shit's all over. But okay guys, that's it. 34 minutes, and they're making so much noise. I know you heard that. I know you heard that over me. They're making so much noise, I just gotta get the hell off this thing. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, Venmo me, PayPal me. I have not been approved for nothing by the government yet. Please help a broke hoe stay less broke. And I'll report to you live from the reading nook or somewhere else in my apartment again very soon. I said I was gonna make more of these, and I am keeping my promise because I just did. And if you're wondering who's my shirt, it is supermodel Ming Z. And she was a friend of mine, but now we're just like Facebook friends. But, you know, that happens with, you know, when 10 years pass and you don't really talk to someone. But fully support her still, love her, mean it. But yeah, support your girls, wear them on your shirts. So you can also shop for my shit at dragqueenmerch.com. I'm gonna put the link right below, because y'all know how I roll. I'm putting my Venmo below, my PayPal below, my Cashapp below. I'm putting it below. But nice talking to you guys. Love you, mean it. Bye.